I started crocheting again, and also I'm watching the Mindy Project. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about how to get into a business fraternity at U of I. Now, if you don't know what a business fraternity is, we'll go over that in this video and get you through the social round, round 1, round 2, and kind of talk more about the U of I specific frats at the end. So let's get on into this video. A business fraternity is kind of like your average Greek life, but it's more co-ed. You do things like philanthropy, you socialize and network, and also you do a lot of professional events with corporate sponsors. And this, as a business student or as an engineering student or someone that wants to get into business or have a little bit more business acumen, is really great. It's definitely 100% like U of I. It's very social. It was really great for me to get like my name on a lot of like the big 4 lists so that they would send me like emails and stuff. So you get on like corporate sponsors email lists. Just a quick disclaimer though, if you don't get into a business fraternity in your like 4 semesters you're allowed to rush. I think you're allowed to rush freshman year, first and second semester, sophomore year, first and second semester, and if you're a transferring in junior, you get to rush that 1 semester. If you don't get into a business fraternity, I don't think it's the biggest end of the world. I think freshman year, it really gave me a launch pad, but a lot of people will end up exactly where you are, whether or not you get into a business fraternity, but it is definitely a lot of fun, like getting to know your pledge class and everything like that. Business fraternities are a little Greek heavy. I've felt this more towards like my freshman, sophomore years. Now we're trying to be like a lot more inclusive. Yeah, just keep that in mind if you're not planning to be very social. Like I was definitely more integrated in my biz frat when I was a little bit more social, less busy. And then now I'm a poor senior, I would put it. What the biz frat process looks like is you'll have a chance to either coffee chat, and then you'll have a first round interview. In between that, you'll have your social round and your final round. Some biz frats might require applications or resumes. Just make sure those are really good, read over, pristine. But I'm gonna be mainly focusing on how you can get through round 1, round 2, and your social round. I definitely recommend doing coffee chats though if the organization offers it. If not, you can always go on their webpage, look up their members, and chat with them. And there are also biz frats where only the executive positions will make that decision on who gets in. We'll cover that later on at the end of the video. So first of all, round 1 and round 2. So round 1 is usually more informal, shorter versions, and you'll usually have 2 people on one or 3 people interviewing you on one, and it looks more of like a little circle. So like biz frats will position tables in a circle and 3 people will be sitting across from you, and then you'll have like 5 minutes to answer questions, and then you'll rotate to each group. So there's usually like 3 sets of questions. Tip number 1 during this round is to have a really good elevator pitch. So a good example of an elevator pitch freshman year would be to give your name, what you're studying, and also or what you think you'll be studying, and also some hobbies or interests that you want to join on campus or what you've been involved in. There are different ways to make an elevator pitch, but this is the one that I see most commonly used, and it's effective enough. So, hi, I'm Serena. I'm a freshman in the Geese College of Business. I'm hoping to study accounting and information systems and learn what makes the world go around, something like that. Or like I'm really interested in like financial accounting, something like that, or being like a tax person. You can also tailor it to the biz frat if they have like any specialties. And then I would say in high school, I ran cross country, I played badminton, and I danced a lot. And in college, I hope to involve myself in a business fraternity as well as some consulting organizations and dance troupes. I did not do the dance part. So that's an example of a good elevator pitch. Now moving on to the questions, you'll get a lot of questions like describe yourself. How would your friends describe yourself? Definitely have 3 adjectives you would use to describe yourself, 1 weakness that you have. And when you're answering these questions, you want to use the STAR method, and you also want to give like ample justification for everything. So tell me about a time that you've shown leadership. I've talked about this in my consulting, how to get into a consulting organization, but basically using the STAR method is situation, task, action, result. And so you want to be cohesive. I'll give you an example of how I answer these two types of questions. One would be, oh, what is one weakness you have and why? In my opinion, I feel like time management is my biggest weakness because I just got into college and I'm still learning how to balance my life without having a timed schedule. So what I want to do this semester is really create a Google Calendar to keep me on top of my tasks. Obviously, if you want, you can provide more explanation, but that's definitely like one thing and then explanation. And with more situational questions, like tell me about a time that you've helped a friend, you want to say what the situation was, like, oh, like my friend was really behind in calculus and we were studying for the same test and I thought that I could help her, and so the task was trying to help her, I guess. And then the action, we sat in a library and we went through practice problems and I would coach her on how I thought about things to see if they made sense for her. And the result was she did a lot better on this test than like other tests. That keeps you from blabbering. I really don't love when people blabber. Okay, so the final advice that I have for round 1 is to just be relaxed and be yourself and humble brag. Like, especially me, I grew up in a culture where being humble was praised. I think like switching into the professional setting, I really had to frame my mindset like I have accomplishments and I want to showcase that I have these accomplishments, you know? So when you answer these questions, you could just say, since I'm like a math Olympiad or something, I helped my friend with calculus, or I came in Sweet 16 for state, and that just really shows my athletic prowess and my determination to do better for like a weakness question or something. So with that coupled together, round 1 is definitely more informal. We don't make as many cuts. How you can do this is really maintain eye contact with everyone. Walk in, introduce yourself, and when you're answering questions, make really good eye contact, be confident, and smile. Those are like my soft skill tips that you really want to practice. Practice in front of a mirror, practice in front of a friend. But I think these things are like, it really leads you to feel interpersonally connected with a candidate. And I think that you guys should do it. So moving on to the second round, this one is definitely more professional. You want to smile and really answer your questions with professionalism. Don't, like, for either, like, anything in this process, don't mention, like, partying, anything like PG-13, like alcohol, drugs, none of that is allowed. If you mention those things, people might look at you funnily, because this is a professional rush process. And so second round is definitely very professional though. You're gonna have like 7 to 9 people sitting in on a room, and you're gonna have like 15 or like 10 minutes to answer more questions depending on the business fraternity. And also other fraternities might do the 3-table thing as well. In the social round, you're definitely evaluated a little bit less on professionalism, but you want to keep your professional demeanor about you, but show more of your personality and fun side. So how I would tackle social round is going in there, so ask a lot of questions about the business fraternity, but also genuinely get to know the brothers during social round and other people around you. We call them PNMs, potential new members. So basically, when we're looking for a candidate, we want them to get along with everyone, or at least make an effort to talk and get along with everyone around them. And so that's going to be my number 1 tip, is just to interact as best you can. There's definitely times where you're going to have like an overbearing person that's talking all the time, but just make sure that you're there like balancing out the conversation, and hopefully a brother is there balancing it out too. Yeah. So we call them brothers. That's really cool. So I have a bunch of bros. And so some social rounds will be where you can play a game, or there will be informal like coffee chat with the bros, or come learn more about us. That's like the time where you really want to go in and learn about the people. So I think I was able to get in my second semester of rushing because I was really interested in the brothers, and I really found my fit in one of the organizations. And so just go around, shop a lot, all 5 business fraternities. I forgot that PCT was back. All 5 business fraternities will give you everything that you're looking for in terms of professional development. They have mostly the same sponsors and they have social events. But if you do not vibe with the people, then your 4 years, it won't be as fun for you. So definitely don't pretend to be someone you're not to get into one of these fraternities. And social round is definitely your time to see if you do fit. So as much as we're evaluating you, you guys also need to evaluate the fraternities as well. Alright, so this is the end of the video where I will speak on some of our stereotypes. This is meant in no way to be like the people are definitely this way in one fraternity, but this is the overall kind of held consensus of each fraternity. I won't say any I won't slander any fraternities just because I'm in one. Yeah, I'll just give you the vibe that other people gave me. I think it's very, very hard to navigate and to vet out business fraternities if you don't have someone like me. I had Faith Lindell guiding me through like the process, and yeah, that's why I'm giving back right now. But yeah, so I'll start with mine. My business fraternity is Delta Sigma Pi, DSP for short, and they very much value brotherhood. They're definitely very social and they love hanging out with each other. I forgot to mention that DSP only is business majors only, geese majors only. Next is AK Psi. So AK Psi is definitely the biggest one on campus, but it's also very big in terms of nationals as well, and they're regarded pretty highly as very professional. They have a lot of resources. Next is PCT, and they're very much known for more of the tech side of business frats. A lot of people that go into there like to recruit for the Microsofts, the Apples, the Googles. And yeah, they have connections in the tech industry as well. All right, moving on to business council. BC is definitely the one that geese, it is specific to geese, so it's not nationwide, and it's very close with like the geese system. Like they accept a lot of non-traditional majors, and I think that those are the vibes that it gives. It's just like a very open community, like eclectic vibes. I keep on saying vibes, but I have no other way to describe it. Last but not least, we have PGN. When I first rushed in freshman year, I got a big investment banker, like entrepreneurial grind culture from it. So honorable mentions, there was a frat started up, and there's also Beta Alpha Psi. And I have a lot of friends in Beta Alpha Psi. I think they're not as regarded as a business fraternity just because they rebranded and all of their other national branches are a accounting honor society. But if you are gung-ho accounting, they have really good ties with the big four if you want to do like tax or audit, and yeah, and they do all of the stuff that other business frats do. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found some information helpful and that you guys can take away some stuff, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll be doing some cooking today and I'm gonna be filming it for like a weeknight meal type thing, and yeah, stay tuned if you want more college meals, college adventures, and just college advice.